Ooh, I
Show
can't hear you.
podcast.
Now, there we go.
You can hear me? You hear me?
I can now. I can now.
All right, brother. Once again, welcome to the Grounded Show podcast with your boy, Lester Sanchez, coming to you live and direct from Florida. You hear me? And I'm here with my dog, Joe Fernese. Joe, what's going on, my guy?
Hey man, episode 95. We're gonna be here holding it down while my boy Q Top is gonna be out this week, but we're gonna hold down.
Yes, sir. Right when I was booting up, man, I realized every time, you know how every time we record, like we usually put something in the background, like just some low music or just some kind of vibes, just to kind of make the atmosphere dope for the pod and everything. Bro, I pretty much put the same thing on every time, and it's always the Craig David Born to Do It album. Like I just shuffle it for whatever reason. Every week, I just find myself going back to that and just running that the whole time. Like I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's like a comfort thing, just because like it's like an album that was like real impactful to me when I was younger, and I just remember listening to it or what. But like just hearing it in the background makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need that kind of stuff because we get too wrapped up in conversations, and I think that helps bring you back down. And like slow down with it.
Yeah, it gives you that vibe of like those best conversations that you have, like when you're just randomly like sitting around with a couple people, got some music playing in the background, and y'all just chopping it up about life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like those be the conversations that always hit the most. So I don't even
I
like.
always put lo-fi girl.
Yeah, that's why I don't even like trying to like set up situations where you're like gonna have that kind of moment. You know what I'm saying? Like some people try to kind of fabricate that kind of thing, and it's like, nah, it just gotta happen. You know what I mean? Like it just gotta come
Mm-hmm.
together that way. And like those conversations to hit, it just has to be like a perfect storm. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, those combos just flow. They could be like 8 hours long. You didn't even realize it.
Facts. But yeah, man. Last week we was talking about that Apple Top 100 list. It was a big conversation throughout the week, and there was a lot of interesting comments on the stuff that we said and
Yo,
just people's takes
people
on it.
got mad of our opinions for sure.
Yeah, yeah, facts. It's funny, man. We were talking about that before too. Like when I be seeing them comments, bro, like it just makes me laugh because I don't know what it is. Like I just imagine it like in a lighthearted way, I guess. Like I don't imagine it like as a serious thing. I just
Yeah,
imagine it's somebody trying to be funny, you know what I mean? So it just makes me laugh. And it also simultaneously makes me think like, dang, like people really be like living or dying off these things. Like what
yeah,
these comments say, like I don't give it a second thought once I see it. You know what I mean? It's like I just see it and then I carry on with my day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I don't think any of us got a reaction. They got a reaction out of any of us. I just hit them. I did everything with the crying face.
Oh
That's how
yeah,
I
yeah, I
respond to
seen that.
everything.
Yep. Yeah, it's
It's
funny,
just
man.
like hilarious. They feel that way.
Yeah. One of the things that a lot of people were saying that was like a valid point, and I wanted to hear your opinion on it was, I brought up a point when talking about all-time albums that they need to be a certain age to even be
Yeah.
considered, because like you need to give them that time to like go back and listen to it. And a lot of people was disagreeing. They were saying, bro, something's classic right away. That time doesn't make something better. That music is just a vibe thing, like there's no timestamp on it, which is, I could see that point of view of it. But for me, I'm speaking about it from the point of view of like I was a big Joel Santana fan when I was in my teens, you know what I'm saying? And at that
Yeah.
time he was in my top rappers list, like top 5, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't tell me many rappers that were better than Joel Santana in my eyes at that time, bro. Right now I don't even think he's in my top 50, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have told you at that time that What the Game's Been Missing was a classic album. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's more like a nostalgia thing. You hear it and you're like, oh, dang, I remember I used to like this song, but it's not some stuff that
Yeah.
you're going to throw in your regular rotation. Not no disrespect to him. He does have music like that I go back and listen to, like from the From Me to You album and like just certain records here and there. I love that Raindrops one, you know what I mean, where he sampled that
Mm-hmm.
Five Heartbeats joint. Um, but he's he was a dope artist at the time, but 20 years later, I'm not like, dang, yo, that album is a classic album. So that's my point of
Mhm.
view on it as far as like music needs time, because like you don't know something is great unless you can listen to it when you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Like it just always gives you that feel, and you never feel ashamed to play it loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about like time and how that affects music and how people receive it? Hey yo.
No, I think hey, no, I think they had valid points on there, but I would adjust saying that uh, part of being a greatest album of all time is the length of time that people that you stayed in rotation. It does play a part of it. It doesn't have to play a major part of it, but I would say that is an attribute of one of the greatest albums of all time. If that's just one of the attributes it lacks, then that's what it is. But if it's that good, everything else makes up for it. So I get it at that point, but I still think it matters.
Yeah.
Maybe not in this listing, but it still matters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, my opinion is that as well, because that was what they were coming at me for, was just that opinion that I feel like it needs time. But it's like it's not even a disrespect to the music. You could love it now, and it could be a classic for you now, and it could still be a classic for you 10 years from now. But it could also be a dud for you 10 years from now, and then the whole it's a classic thing goes out the window. So I don't know. But one of my favorite comments from Clown Photos 101. I, I wanted to shout him out specifically because I just think it's so funny that somebody would make a page like with like a gimmick, you know what I'm saying, and then like talk crap to people and stuff. That's hilarious, bro. Me and my boy back in the day, we made a Facebook, I mean no, a MySpace account called it was called, I forgot what it was called, but it was like we made up two characters and made like took a picture of them. It was like
Hmm.
Honest Abe Lincoln and somebody else, bro. I forgot, but it was like two stupid names, and it was like a troll account. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
early stages of what a troll account would be.
it
You
would
know what I
be.
mean? And it's just
That's
thinking about like people doing that now, like as adults, bro. It's just hilarious to me, dog. But he brought up a point about basically saying like, how can we judge anything when we like Lil Baby?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He
how are we even
said I
qualified
would
to
like
talk?
Baby Lil.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But I was like, bruh, like, do you have to like only classic, like critically acclaimed music to be able to
Yeah,
give your opinion on music? You know what I mean? Like, I know that there's plenty of songs that I enjoy that they're just, to me, they're just sliders. It's not something that, the lyrics are particularly deep or whatever. It's just a joint that bops, and sometimes a joint just bops. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's plenty of music and specific music from certain artists, like for example like Future, bro. Sometimes like people will tell me like, bro, you like Future, and they'll like quote certain things, and I'll be like, I got nothing to say to that, because I feel you, bro. Some of it is ridiculous, but it slides. I can't tell you why I like it. I just like it. It is what it is. And I don't think you got to be only listening to top tier artistry to be able to give your opinion on music. You know what I'm saying? You got to still have the discernment as far as like a listener to know like, hey, this is just supposed to be fun, this is supposed to be
yeah,
deep, this is supposed to make me feel this way. You know what I mean? Like everything don't got to hit the same way.
yeah. No, I think having a wide range variety of music you listen to increases your opinion. So you got to hear you got to like other things that nobody else like because you hear a different sound out of them than other people do. I think that plays a part of it. I grew up in the Twitter time, and even close friends of mine, anytime I had a music opinion, like, well, yeah, well, you listen to this. It's like, so what's that got to do with what we're talking about right now?
Yeah,
Don't even be the
exactly.
same genre of music. Um, so it's some you like you said, I think you can like who you like and still have a very strong opinion and an accurate opinion of music and how it's talked about today.
Yeah. And it's funny, man, how like low key something always comes back to Little Baby. Pause. Like why is he like the square root of everything we talk about? Somehow it just ends up in Little Baby, dog. Like it's crazy. He's like
Well,
so
he's
relevant.
considered a big artist though.
Yeah, I guess it's also because he's so relevant
Yeah,
that like he gets attached to like Gunna, He gets
Yeah.
attached to Future, you know what I'm saying? Like
And
he
Drake.
always, yeah, to Drake, you know what I'm saying? He comes up in all these like conversations. You know, Kendrick shouted him out in one of the disses. You know what I mean? Like when
There's some
you're,
people who just don't like rappers that are actually have a good ass career going.
yeah, and it even goes back to like the Drake thing. Like, you know, you don't have to only listen to hippity hippity hop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's not a valid excuse to try to like belittle Drake. You know what I mean? As much as I'm not the biggest fan, I'm not gonna say, oh, he's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just not for me. You know, just because he's not, you know, getting on a sample from the 70s and getting this crazy cadence and rapping a certain way, like that doesn't have anything to do with anything because rap is so diverse, dog. Like like even from the very beginning of hip hop, like every area had a distinguished sound that was so different from the other areas where it was just everybody's interpretation of what rap should be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to say rap is this, it's like, nah, bro. Like you can say rap originated somewhere and that it's the original sound and it's the essence of what rap is. You know, when you're talking about New York rap, you know, grimy New York beats, that vibe. Like when people talk about bringing that sound back, you could, you know, historically say that that is the hip hop sound just from the point of view of that's, you know, pretty much what everybody made their variation of was the New York sound because that's what they heard first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But still at the end of the day, everybody got a different sound and you can't say, you know, Texas rappers are whack just because there's rapping a different way that you're not used to. It's like, bro, you're not from there. You're not feeling the vibe. You're not living what they live in. So it's not hitting you the same way it will hit somebody else. It's the same way we listen to this Florida music or Kodak Black or something.
Yeah.
And people will be like, like Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you as well, because you be all around too. Like I've been out west when they're like, Kodak Black, y'all listen to
Yeah.
Kodak Black? Like, what are you talking about? And then they talk to me about Dom Kennedy like he's the GOAT. You know
Yeah,
what I
they love
mean?
him out there for
It's
sure.
like they're all listening to him, and it's like, bro, out here, people don't even know who Dom Kennedy is, and they're like, what? Y'all
I did go up
crazy.
on Dom Kennedy from the West Side with Love, part 1 and 2. That's my shit.
Yeah, he's dope too. And it goes back to that thing, like until you out there vibing and really like taking in what people on, you don't know you don't know what that
What
sound
you like.
means, you
Yeah,
know?
you don't know what you like yet. That's the same thing with like Lil Baby and Gunna. And like I never caught myself ever listening to a Gunna album until this one. Cause now like y'all, not just y'all, but people put me on to like what their sound is supposed to be in their style of hip hop. And I'm like, oh yeah, well they do that really good. This shit is hard.
Yeah, fact.
Um, and I'm enjoying the Gunna album for the first time. Like I said, I would have never gave it a chance if not trying to understand what kind of music style it is, what kind of hip hop it is.
Yeah, my best example for that is something that I've told y'all before, but I don't think I've said it on the podcast. Like me being a big fan of Freeway and originally not liking Freeway at all. Because when I first heard him, he got a different way of rhyming. So it's not hitting on the two, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not rapping in just 4 bars where it's like these 2 lines rhyme, the next 2 lines rhyme, the next 2 lines rhyme. Like it's not like the format that you're used to. So the first time I really heard him, it just caught me so off guard that I'm like, bro, this dude is so whack. Like
Yeah,
I just couldn't even understand how he was on the record type stuff. You know, I'm like, bro, they let him get on this. Like this guy's terrible. And then I had a homie that was like grew up in that like North Philly area. And he's like, dog, I'm telling you, bro, like people in Philly, dog, this Freeway is like the GOAT, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand, like he's rapping like in a different way. And when I really caught the flow, like if it wasn't for him, like really like breaking it down and really trying to like really push it, like, yo, listen, like you really gotta understand. Like once I caught the
it's Philly
flow
rap.
and it started rhyming to me, I'm like, oh man, like I understood what he was talking about. Like, damn, Freeway is nasty, bro. Nasty, nasty. But he's probably like the easiest, most shocking display of like somebody that you could listen to that if you're not really used to that sound or you're not listening to it with the same ear, like you're not gonna catch it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, what we do, bro, that what we do track is still one of my favorite Freeway tracks of all time.
Yeah, man.
Also, to the sun come up,
He
crack a
got
40 when the sun go down.
he got
Cold
classic
winter.
hip hop joints, like where like
Yeah.
anybody that's a fan of rap, they could start rapping some like you said, the What We Do, you can start rapping that. Everybody's gonna remember it. The flip side, a good
Oh,
chance a
flip
lot of
side,
people are
yeah,
gonna
for
remember it.
sure.
You know what I mean? But specifically that What We Do, oh man, that's just like a hip hop staple.
Yeah. And the flip side was on You Got Served. Nobody ever gonna forget that.
Bro, I've never seen You Got Served, dog.
Wow. That's like not seeing Titanic. I never seen Titanic, but that's like that.
Dog, I seen Titanic in the theaters
Man, you thirsty?
as a little kid, dog. No, I got dragged out there, bro, because my mom
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
see it, and if she didn't bring me, there's no way she was gonna see it, dog.
Facts. That job, 4.5 hours was it in the
It was
theater?
like 3 hours or something like that. I think I was
Word.
just laying down the whole time, from what I remember. But yeah, man, this was an interesting comment that I saw as well that I wanted to dive into. I pulled up a list here of just general albums that came out in 1998 because someone said that Lauryn Hill being the number one album was crazy because it wasn't even the best album that came out that year.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, let's see. Because I never really ever thought about it from that point of view. Like,
Mm-hmm.
was Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill the best
Even
album
the
of
rap, yeah.
1998? So I'm gonna run down some albums for you that came out in 1998. All right. So we got Outkast, Aquemini.
Mm-hmm.
That came out in 98. I would venture to say that you would have Miseducation above Aquemini,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I probably would also. I don't Aquemini didn't have as many bangers. You know what I
It
mean?
picked up
Like,
like over time. People started appreciating it more, but the Miseducation had a harder impact versus that one as soon as it came out.
yeah, and like the big song out of Aquemini was what? Rosa Parks. I'm pulling up the thing
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah, Rosa Parks. I mean, that's the only song that like a mainstream music fan will even know from that album is Rosa Parks. The other joint is The Art of Storytelling, which that's like a hip hop cut.
Yeah.
Like somebody, people don't really listen to The Art of Storytelling, even though that song is like one of my all-time
Yeah.
favorite
That's Slick
songs.
Rick.
But it's definitely not, those two songs are not strong enough to put it above
No.
Miseducation.
Spodioti Dopalicious Angel. That was a classic though.
Which one you said?
Spodioti Dopalicious, number 12.
What list are you looking at? Because I'm looking at just like a general list here. Oh, the song you talking about. I'm tripping. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. Yeah, for me, honestly, it was really just those two songs. Like I wasn't really the Skewered on the Barbecue was something I messed with a little bit just because of the Raekwon thing, and it's like it's a cool
Yeah.
little vibe. Like
them.
the historical significance is kind of what made me really like rock with that song more than it just, you know what I mean? Like it's a good song, but it's not, all that. But
Nah, I could agree with that.
we got here the Mos Def and Talib Black Star album. Although it is a very critically acclaimed and revered hip hop project, definitely wouldn't say it's better than The Miseducation to me.
I don't think so either. I couldn't do that.
And that was when we start getting a little bit tricky.
Questionable.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a little softball first, but Gangstar, Moment of Truth dropped in '98 as well. It wasn't as good as the album before. It was kind of like the end of that run. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't put it above Miseducation, but it is where.
Not gonna lie, I think so far all four of those are in that top 100
of all time albums.
Yeah,
and I think Aquemini maybe was on it.
Yeah,
we would have to verify.
Yeah, well, I think Black Star and the last one you just said.
Yeah, Moment of Truth.
Yeah.
Now this is the part where I start, separating myself from Miss Lauryn Hill. No disrespect, but Capital Punishment, Big Pun.
Yo, I was gonna bring him up earlier about the time. That was gonna be one of the examples of time. That album still goes hard today, and that was just one album, and his time was cut short.
bro.
Time matters. How long you last matters, especially after you die.
Bro, still not a player. Punish Me. Freaking the Tres Leches song. You Ain't a Killer. I'm Not a Player. Super Lyrical with Black Thought. The Dream Shatter. Nah, this album was
Yeah, it's a
crazy.
dream shadow,
Twins.
splatter there, bro.
Capital
Spleen splatter
Punishment.
there.
You Came Up. Fast Money. Nah, bro.
Twins deep cover.
Nah, bro. This was the one,
The
dog.
one of the classic lines, if I Joe ever dead in the middle, a little.
Yep. Bro, I can't put Miseducation over Capital Punishment. I'm sorry.
Damn, I'm adding Capital Punishment for my gym playlist tomorrow. Damn, I forgot all those bangers.
I'm curious for your opinion on this. Volume 2, Hard Knock Life.
That's my all-time favorite Jay-Z album.
So you putting that above the Lauryn Hill?
Shit, that's my all-time favorite Jay-Z. Nah, that's my all-time favorite Jay-Z album.
So, but what does that mean? Does that mean that it's over Miseducation or not?
No. I would
Right.
put the Blueprint of the Black Album above that, but those aren't my favorites. That's all I was saying.
That's interesting. All right, for sure. For me here, it's Dark and Hell is Hot. DMX.
Oh, shit.
I'm putting that over Lauryn Hill.
But that's a preferred taste. Pause.
Bruh.
There's only certain
Rough Riders Anthem. How's it going down? I Can Feel It. Done started something.
I know.
Dog. Damien,
that's two
the first Damien. Effing with D, yo. Nah, bruh.
But those two albums compared side by side are like different sides of the spectrum. Completely.
It's two genres for sure. It's different lanes, but like still lyrical content, like bar for bar, if you will, song for song. I'm taking this Dark and
Damn, the prayer skits.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's an album right there. That's an album. That's the album that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, bro, people forget DMX's impact and his run and how on top he was when he dropped this music. Dog. But then that goes back to what you were saying about the longevity thing. A lot of people aren't going back and listening to DMX. If you are, more than likely you got jeans, shorts, and Timbs on.
Facts. And still listen to Pandora, Wu-Tang Radio.
Pandora, Wu-Tang Radio. You remember that? Remember when that was like the cool thing? Like the mixes on Pandora? Like
yeah, put Wu-Tang Radio.
400 Degrees by Juvenile. I'll put the Lauryn Hill above that.
Yeah, easily.
That was definitely not my down south. You know what I mean? Like it was a different down south than my down south.
Yeah.
I rocked with it, but it wasn't like on that level for me. System of a Down.
That's not for me.
You don't like System of a Down?
I liked a couple of the songs, but it's nothing I ever played on my own.
I'm a big fan of System of a Down.
Yeah, I got a friend who is too. He always listens to that shit.
Yeah, but I'll give you that one. That's definitely a very specific thing. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood dropped in 98 too. What?
Right.
What? Nah, bro.
Slipping is so good.
Nah, bro. Slipping is my favorite album. I mean, my favorite rap song of all time, bro. Yeah. And the one
love for me.
I was thinking.
And no other cats got love for me.
Love for me.
That was no cats gonna bust love for me.
Nah, dog. Slipping is one of those songs that I can never skip. Yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but Slipping is not. You can't find a dirty version on streaming anywhere.
Yeah.
The original dirty version of Slippin' is not on streaming anywhere, bro. The only one you're going to get is a re-record or the edited version of it.
Did they lost that master?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some kind of rights thing. I don't know what it is, bro, because I know it's on the original albums. You know what I'm saying? So they can get a high quality rip from the original albums at least. So it's like,
And
why?
I probably saw the original files from that one.
Yeah, bro, for me, same thing. I have to like always keep the files of that
Mm,
album like on my computer because if not, I can't listen to Slippin' Dog. And I'm not
yeah,
trying to listen to no Slippin' clean. It's not even the edited version, it's the clean version where like the
yeah.
words are replaced. Nah, bro. I don't even know
And tear
how.
up.
Yeah, that was terrible. First came the woo.
Then the
Everything was
drama with the mama.
woo.
That is the clean version. I forgot. That's not how the original one.
She got on some fly. What?
Oh man,
Bro,
that's
nothing
true.
nothing pisses me off more than a clean version of a song.
They,
Especially
yeah.
when you hear the intro drop. You know what was a classic culprit of that growing up for me? Living It Up by Ja Rule and Case, dog. Because it was such a it was such a well-known intro and such a hard drop in that beat. Like, and just that like as soon as you heard that, you're like, oh, and then it drops, and it's the the clean version, the worst, bro. The worst. You think I got time to love all my bros and do all my shows? Like what? Keep
Nah,
that.
that song
Ain't nobody.
slaps too hard to be the edited version.
Fact. Some songs I feel like they should just be like, nah, bro, you getting this explicit or you not getting it at all?
You know what? Let me tell you this situation that I realized that I ran into my life. I listened to the Can I Get a Can I Get a with Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and
Foxy.
no, what that was a Foxy. Can I get a what's the skinny, tall skinny girl name? She was a rapper in the rock.
Charlie Baltimore, was it? Nah.
Nah,
It wasn't Foxy on that song. Can I get her?
nah. Uh, Trying to blank. A mill.
A Mill. Okay, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
remember who that is, but all right.
So I heard the main. It wasn't edited. It was a clean version. So it's a mainstream one replaced with different words. And that is the one I remembered. And anytime I would hear anyone play it off the album, it's completely different. Like Ja Rule switches up his whole verse, the
Yeah,
hook
yeah.
switches
It's a
up.
whole different
Yeah, a whole
recording and
different song.
everything.
And I'm like, damn, like they went too much on this. I was like, I'm going back to the clean version. So I always prefer the clean version over the dirty version
you
still to this
you
day.
dirty rats. I'm going back here.
Same thing. I'm still not a player, but you're still a hater. There's a dirtier version of that
Yeah, yeah.
than the clean one. I prefer the clean one.
Where at the end, Joe says, beating dudes down, something silly.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't say that in the clean one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the dirty. I always like the dirty version, dog. I'm telling you, nothing would make me more mad. Yo, bless my mom. Thank you so much for doing this for me. But she bought me the Get Rich or Die Trying clean version, dog.
Oof.
Clean version of Get Rich or
Damn,
Die
you didn't
Trying,
get
dog.
his shit in those
I had to
songs.
I downloaded off LimeWire. I'm like, I'm straight
Yeah.
on this. I'm listening to the real one because ain't no way, dog.
Some songs are too much. Like yo, I satellite radio, and on occasion like WAP comes on. You know, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit is I don't. It just got sound effects. Like she
Yeah.
barely said any words in the entire verse.
It's
I'm
all
like, how do
cussing.
you?
I've never heard that
Yeah,
song. Like,
I'm like,
obviously,
why
I've
even?
heard little pieces when it was like big, but I never actually like listened to the whole song.
Yeah, that was produced by Ayo too.
Yeah, facts. And I'm not sure if that's. Let me double check before I say it because it's a cool little connection. Um, let me pull it up here. One quick sec. All right. Yeah, I don't know if he did this exact one, but engineer from out here in Orlando, he came up at some of the studios around here. Shout out to Source. He did a lot of those. I don't remember which. I don't remember if it was Savage or what, but he was mixing a lot for Megan at the time,
Oh
and he
shit.
came out of Orlando and he got multiple Grammys. Working with Megan and them, and he was out here giving those Hollywood quality mixes. You know what I'm saying? And just like nobody took advantage while he was here. I'm mad that when I worked with him, like I wasn't like the artist that I am now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like the
You
songs
could
that I
tell.
got mixed from him are like nowhere near my best work. Like I wasn't nowhere near as polished as I am now, like with singing back then as I am now. Like it would be so dope to work with him, like with the different, just under these different set of parameters now than before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, shout out to Orlando, man, having hands on like the biggest records in the world, man. Like even the same thing with the comedy scene right now, man. Like I was even just talking to Freddie about just getting more involved in that scene just because I'm seeing like, bro, these dudes out here are dope. Like we got like class A comedians coming up in Orlando right now and people just don't even know. Like you could literally go out to a random show in downtown Orlando like on any night of the week and see a comedian that's like a regular working comedian that you're probably going to see on some, on TV or some big
Nothing
scale
special.
very soon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to kind of put a bow on the album thing, because we kind of went off on a tangent. It kind of does seem like you can make a case for Miseducation being the best album of '98.
But did you actually look it up with what ended up the best album of the year?
I mean, it's the fact that it's the number one album of all time in Apple, and there's still a question of if it was the best album of '98 is kind of like those two things kind of can't go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But commercially, and just look, like I said, looking at the albums that came out in '98 and looking at it also through the lens of what you were saying, like the taste and like the genre that these albums are in. I mean, there's really not anything that pops out to me that I could say on a big scale was a better album than Miseducation of Lauryn Hill
Yeah,
'98.
that's true. Very, very good point.
So, and it goes back to like the fact that we're talking about this is even like making it seem like we're not Lauryn Hill fans or something. Like Lauryn Hill Miseducation is still like in my rotation and has songs that like are in my all-time favorite songs. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not even like something where it's like a disparaging thing or anything like that. It's
I love
just,
that album.
yeah, it's just, talking talking shop about music, you know what I'm saying? And it goes back to what we were talking about with what your taste is or whatever, bro. Anybody's qualified to talk about music and give their opinion. That's even like me as an artist, I always say like, what are you doing to make people not rock with what you putting out? Because at the end of the day, bro, if a song is dope and it makes you feel dope when you listen to it, like you can't fight that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're gonna
And
listen
that
to no
and
matter what people say.
which is why somebody like Drake is gonna always win. I'm not a big fan, but I can still put together a greatest hits of Drake songs that I like and listen to it all the way through.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? It's like for me to be able to pull out, 13 to 17 Drake songs that I could say, yo, this is a dope album worth of music. And I'm not even a fan of dude, like from the point of view of like really always checking out his music and stuff like that. It tells you like what level of artist he is and why he
yeah,
is in the position he's in. Same thing with Lauryn Hill, bro. Like, that's why she's been able to just live off of that album and really just
mm-hmm.
say, hey, y'all, I made this, so you just gonna deal with it. You know what I mean? Like she can do it because that music has the people in that much of a chokehold. You know what I mean? People want to so bad be able to say, I saw Lauryn Hill perform X Factor. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be able to say, I seen Lauryn Hill perform Everything Is Everything. Like
Yep.
they want to be able to live that experience and feel that vibe. And when you do that to people, like you can't say anything. That's why all them comments came through, bro. Just because people were so affected by the music that when you talk something about it, they feel like you saying something
You're
about
attacking
them
them.
because it's so entrenched into who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's the dope thing about music in general.
I agree 100%. People do feel strongly about how music made them feel. That shit, and strong enough to reply to our stupid ass comments.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, we love it. Keep it coming. We
Yep.
take it we take it in good spirit for sure, man. At the end of the day, it's all content. At the end of the day, my music opinion has no bearing on who I am as a person. So, you know, bombs away.
Facts. It's not like we're giving financial advice.
Yeah, facts. This is not financial advice. This is just music opinion. But yeah, man, I'm dropping Magazine Friday the 31st, man. I'm super hyped. I've had that song tucked
That
way
slaps.
longer than I'd like to admit, just because of bro, when you're making music, it's a lot of money involved. I just opened a business, so the money is not in abundance right now. So you got to prioritize different things. If I could drop a song, I mean, I got enough music that I could drop a song every week, and be rocking for a good year and some change. You know what I'm saying? But alas, it's not the situation I'm in right now. But everything is about its ebbs and flows, and I'll be back in that space, back in that groove sooner than later, and everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen, bro. So it is what it is, and when I do drop, just make sure y'all checking it out, y'all vibing to it, y'all sharing it, you know, everything helps.
Pre-save that on that link.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna post this video too, man. Pre-save link in my bio. That helps a lot for the music getting on other people's feeds, and if a lot of people are pre-saving it and listening to it, it'll just uh organically pop up for other people just because it becomes a popular song. You know what I mean? And that's what's propelled my music up to this point. Like I'm blessed that me focusing on the actual music itself and putting out what I've put out has put me in a position where like people are checking for my music because they're just checking for good music. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've been able to slide by without having to do all the social media stuff and the same way that everybody else does. And not saying that I'm gonna slide by forever, you know, uh, without having to do it all, but it's definitely uh been humbling, you know what I mean? Like seeing people really affected by the music the same way we talking about, with these artists. I would love to just be in that air for somebody, you know what I mean? Where
Yep.
where they hear somebody saying, yo, he sucks, and they take it personal because my music, it just means that much to them, you know what I
It's a
mean?
good goal to have.
Facts. But yeah, man, what's good with you, my guy? Anything you want to leave him with?
I'll be out next week. This time next week I'll be in Cancun enjoying a good five
The boy.
days. Yeah, celebrating myself and three other my close friends our 40th birthdays.
Yeah,
Um,
man, y'all been having that in the tuck for a little while, and I know you've been looking
yeah,
forward to it for like, I feel like it's been a few years that you've been talking
yeah.
about that.
Well, no. For the last year we talked about it, but we finally decided like maybe 6, 7 months ago, and we booked it then, and like now it's actually next week, and it's crazy.
You
So
hadn't been floating it around though, like for a little longer than that, maybe? No?
no.
Damn, I guess it just feels like a long time, but I know I've heard
Yeah.
you talk about this trip in particular like a few times, so it's dope. You feeling reflective or anything, or you think it's something that once you take the trip, it's gonna be something that gets you
Yeah, I'm
reflective,
hoping.
or
I'm hoping. No, yeah, right now it's hitting 40 is not really doing anything for me. Definitely going, make my mindset better and my habits and my routines. But I've been doing that starting this year, so just want to roll right into it. But yeah, I think maybe after the trip, after celebration, all that, and all the talks, the long 8 hour music in the background, drinking hand talks,
yeah,
then I'll sit back and reflect on the last 40 years of my life for
you
sure.
gotta take it all in. Hey, yo,
Hey, you.
stay butter.